Yeah.
Reopening of schools,
Yeah.
2020-21.
All right, so there there are some new things on your table that I'd like to talk about. I did put a corrected strategic planning committees for reopening of schools on 2020-21 in your table. We've left off the athletic program, who's going to help us make those decisions. But that's a new document that I just wanted to make corrections. So there is a group of us meeting, lots of us meeting, to try to decide how to move forward in the best possible way. We're also going to put together a committee of an executive committee, if you want to call it that, of people that can review our plan once we have it ready to review. Also on your table is a copy of the results of the CEA survey. 57 employees of Covington City Schools did this survey, and those are the results of it. We will be reviewing that as we make our plans to move forward. The other thing that I have put on your table, and I think these are more topics for discussion on July the 7th, we have developed our own Covington City Schools survey to send out to families. And after tonight, with the calendar being approved, I'm going to do a school messenger tomorrow to tell families we'd like them to take this survey. If they need a paper copy, we'll give them a paper copy. If they need to come use one of our computers here at the school board office, we want as many families as possible to take this survey. And it asks questions like transportation, will your child be returning to school, what's your child's grade level, whether you're going to be riding the bus or whether you're going to be a car rider, so we can make plans for enough students. What kind of delivery option you would like for your child, combined in-person, virtual take-home packet, in-personal only, virtual take-home packet only. We want to see what our families want to know. And what we've done with this survey, if you have one child, you just fill out the information for student one. If you have 4 or 5 children, there's a way for you to fill out for all of those children. And these surveys will be submitted online, and we'll have those results. We're asking families to do them by July 3rd. We may extend it to July 6th so we can give people time to do this survey. But it's ready to go. It works, and it's ready to be pushed out to our families and inform them there is a survey.
And you said that was going to be mailed to them?
No, it's going to be...
or accessible online?
Accessible online. If they need a paper copy, we can mail it to them, or have them come here and get a copy. We will do whatever a family needs.
Okay.
We don't want to mail it out. We hope to get a good response by doing it this way.
Okay. One suggestion I have, we pretty much know the families that may not have access to a computer or things like that. Can we have someone designated to call and maybe take that information over the phone?
Yeah.
Since we're looking at a deadline date of, I would go with the extended date, July the 6th.
We can have...
Because it's a holiday.
We can have the school secretaries go down a list and call those families that we know don't have computer access.
Definitely.
And see if they'll give us the information online. I mean, over the telephone, not online. And also, we have shared with you today information on our summer feeding program. And for the month of June, we've served 633 children grab-and-go meals. And this is our off week. We take the last week off, but we will start again July the 6th. So there are good days, and we'd like to serve as many kids as we could, but this is, I'm pleased with this amount of students that have taken advantage of our program.
So
And,
will we continue the whole month of July?
yes,
Okay.
and August as well.
In August.
Yes. And on July 7th, we hope to have the results of these surveys to share with you all, because it is tabulated through Google surveys. We'll also have possibly a preliminary plan that we'd just like to share with you all, but we would like to take it to this executive committee, which may take us another week to get it, taking it through that committee. We're running out of time, kind of.
Okay. And the executive committee, who will that consist of?
What I have hoped to do is to put a person on there from each of the schools, from the APT, I had a document somewhere, our school safety committee, our school representative, a school nurse, parents from each of the schools, about 12 people.
Okay.
With our principals. I think it's important that we share this plan with others before we bring it back to you all.
In one of, I read a article about the governor's office. I believe his chief of staff had issued a press release of some sort of clarifying. I think it may have been in response to Tazewell County's talk about possible litigation, but the governor's office released a statement essentially reminding local school boards that, you know, the ultimate control of the procedures and policies do rest in the local school boards, and that the state guidelines are just that. There's a policy, I think, that was referenced that any deviation that we or any other school system would make from the suggested guidelines, there's a procedure in place for us to let the Department of Education know about that?
It's called a variance, yes.
Okay.
And we have to submit our health plan online, which I'm working with the school nurses to develop a health plan. It's 3/4 of the way done. I'm meeting with Sally Wolf, our nurse, tomorrow to talk about her taking a look at the health plan. The principals are meeting again Wednesday here with me, and we're going to talk about that instructional plan that we have to submit also. The health plan has to be submitted one day before school begins, and the instructional plan has to be submitted 15 days before the school year begins. So the health plan is crucial to getting done first. I've also I'm running our health plan through our attorney and our VACOR, our liability insurance provider. We'll do the same thing with the instructional plan to make sure that all areas are covered by those people. They want to see that. VACOR says they want to see it, and our attorney would like to review it as well. So we'll do all that. I'm not sure we're going to request any variances, but I can't say we won't. But yes, the school board has to request a variance if there's something that we want to stray from the guidance that's been offered by the Department of Education or the CDC or the Virginia Department of Health. Quite a bit of paperwork to be done.
Well, I know I've had a few parents reach out to me, community members as well, and everyone I spoke with was interested in us getting kids back in the classroom to whatever degree we were able. And then just today, in the last couple days, I think the American Academy of Pediatrics, I think, released their statement, and it was rather lengthy if you tried to read the entire thing.
I have a copy of that.
Yeah, the overview was that essentially they're recommending that school districts across the country do what they can for the overall well-being of students to get them back into the classroom, for social reasons and other developmental issues that could happen from simple isolation in a lot of cases. So I know that's been on a lot of people's minds. I know some of us have talked about it as well. So I don't envy your task, strategic planning, and executive committee. It's a lot of factors to weigh in, but I appreciate you working
People
on
are
it.
working very hard to get this done.
And I know
I'm very
they
proud
are.
of them for the work they've done
Yeah.
to make this happen. And everyone wants what's best for students. We have to protect them, their
That's
health,
it.
and we have to protect
Yeah.
our staff's health, and we just all need to pitch in together, which I think we can, to make the best plan for our students.
Definitely.
The governor's, or the chief of staff's statements, if I can remember off the top of my head, I think did acknowledge something similar to what our city council had asked of the state, to sort of understand that Virginia's a pretty diverse state from urban to rural, and that, you know, it might be best to take a region by region or locality by locality approach to it. So it does seem like there's at least some understanding from the folks in Richmond that we may be in a different position by the time school's open than some other places. So.
Definitely.
There's been some, the Coalition of Small and Rural Schools have had a couple of conference calls, Zoom calls, and they have lobbied for that, just what Mr. Arritt talked about, for different regions to have the opportunity to do what's best for their community. And the governor, or maybe the governor and both the state superintendent, are offering some localities to do something a little bit different, like if they have 0 cases.
Right.
So we will be looking at all those things and we make our decision for how to open.
Definitely.
So